Solid figures and plane figures, how do they differ? Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon for more video updates. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Are you excited to listen and learn? Me too. Now, let's start. Everything that you see on Earth is important, even if it's lifeless or with life. Life pertains to humans, animals, insects, and other creatures who breathe, while lifeless pertains to things that made by God, such as rock, and buildings made by humans. All these things are important, and these things will not be called things without dimensions. Even human bodies, Earth, and everything that you see has dimensions. So in this lesson, you will be able to learn the differences between solid figures and plane figures, their dimensions and examples. And now let me ask you, what objects do you see on the table? Very good. Can you give me the shapes that you see from those objects? Great, you got it. Everything that you see has shapes, and everywhere you throw your look, there are objects. Plane figures are figures that are closed, and is a two-dimensional or flat figures with different attributes, such as the number of sides and corners. It is called as two-dimensional because it has length and width. That means that it has no thickness. Plane figures also include points, segments, lines, rays, angles, polygons, curves, and circles. The examples of plane figures are square, circle, rectangle, and triangle, oval, heart, pentagon, and hexagon. A square is a closed two-dimensional shape with 4 equal sides. Examples of objects: a slice of bread, word tile, wall clock, and floor tiles. Circle is a round-shaped figure that has no corners or edges. In geometry, it is a closed two-dimensional curved shape. Each part contains radius, chord, and diameter. Radius is the distance from the center of the circle to its outer rim. Chord is a line segment whose endpoints are on a circle. And diameter is a chord passes through the center of the circle. Examples of objects: plate, round table, wheel, and coin. Rectangle is a two-dimensional shape that has 4 sides, 4 corners, and 4 right angles. The opposite sides of a rectangle shape are the same length, with one pair being longer than the other pair. Examples of objects: notebook cover, bond paper, picture frame, and plywood. A triangle is a polygon with 3 edges and 3 vertices. It is made up of 3 non-collinear points. Examples of objects: ruler, hanger, and slice of pizza. An oval is a closed curve in a plane. It has no corners or vertices like squares and rectangles. Examples of objects: egg, American football, watermelon, and badminton racket. Heart is a plane figure with rounded sides, curving inward at the top and intersecting at the bottom. It is used as a symbol for Valentine's Day. A pentagon is a flat shape, two-dimensional, 5-sided geometric shape with 5 angles. Examples of objects: diamond, circus tent, and pedestrian crossing sign. A hexagon is a 6-sided polygon or 6-gon. Examples of objects: metal bolt, pencil, and beehive. Next is solid figures. Solid figures are 3-dimensional figures with height, width, and length. The examples of solid figures are sphere, cube, prism, pyramid, cylinder, and cone. A sphere is a three-dimensional that is round in shape. It does not have any edges or vertices like other solid figures. Examples of objects: planets, globe, balls, eyeball, moon, sun, and onions. A cube is a three-dimensional shape where each of the 6 sides is a square. Examples of objects: ice cube, meat cubes, dice, gift box, Rubik's cube. A prism is a polyhedron with 2 polygonal faces lying in parallel planes and with the other faces parallelograms. The different kinds of prisms are the following. A square prism is a three-dimensional cuboid where the base and top are equal squares and the remaining 4 faces are rectangles. A rectangular prism is a three-dimensional having 6 faces. Top, bottom, and lateral faces of the prism are rectangles, such that every 2 opposite side faces are identical. It is also known as cuboid. A triangular prism is a polyhedron made up of 2 triangular bases and 3 rectangular sides, and its 2 bases are congruent. A pentagonal prism is a three-dimensional box whose bottom and top have 5 sides instead of 4. A hexagonal prism is a prism with hexagonal base and top. It has 8 faces, 18 edges, and 12 vertices. An octagonal prism is a three-dimensional polyhedron bounded by 2 octagonal bases and 8 rectangular sides. A trapezoid prism is a three-dimensional solid having 2 congruent trapezoids for its top and lower base. It has 4 rectangles connecting the corresponding sides of the 2 bases. A pyramid is a polyhedron which the base is a polygon and all lateral faces are triangles. Examples of objects: Great Pyramid of Giza, tower, and tent. The different kinds of pyramid are: triangular pyramid is a three-dimensional shape which all of its faces are made up in the form of triangles. It has an apex and a base, and its base is always a triangle or triangular. A square pyramid is a pentahedron having 5 faces, 4 triangle faces, and 1 square faces. It has an apex and a base, and its base is always a square. A hexagonal pyramid is a three-dimensional pyramid having a base shaped like a hexagon. It has 6 sides with 6 isosceles triangular lateral faces. A cylinder is a three-dimensional that consists of 2 parallel bases linked by a curved surface. It has 3 faces, 2 circle ones and a rectangle, and if you combine it, it will become a cylinder. Examples of objects: glass, battery, soda or drink cans, candles, and paint cans. A cone is a three-dimensional solid having a circular base and a pointed edge at the top called the apex. Cones do not have any edges like spheres and cylinders do because they do not have flat sides. The 3 main properties of a cone: the first one, it has 1 circular face. Second, it has 0 edges. The last one, it has 1 vertex or corner. The 3 elements of cone are radius, height, and slant height. Radius is the distance between the center of the circular base to any point on the circumference of the base. Height is the distance between the apex of the cone to the center of the circular base. Slant height is the distance from any point on the circle of its base to the apex via a line segment along the surface of the cone. Examples of objects: party hat, ice cream cone, safety cone, funnel, and megaphone. The differences between solid figures and plane figures. Plane figures are two-dimensional, while solid figures are three-dimensional. Plane figures have length and width, while solid figures have height, width, and length. A circle is a two-dimensional figure, whereas a sphere is a three-dimensional figure. A circle has all points at the same distance from its center along a plane, while a sphere's all points are equidistant from the center at any of the axes. A square is a two-dimensional figure, while a cube is a three-dimensional figure. A square has 4 sides and 4 vertices, while a cube has 12 sides and 8 vertices. A rectangle is composed of 4 lines, which comprises itself, while a rectangular prism is composed of 6 rectangles. A triangle is composed of 3 sides and 3 angles, while a triangular pyramid is a geometric solid with a base that is a triangle and all other faces are triangles with a common vertex, while a triangular prism is a geometric solid with 2 bases that are congruent. Prisms and pyramids are solid geometric shapes that have flat sides, flat bases, and angles. Their differences vary to their bases and side faces. Prisms have 2 bases, while pyramids have 1 base. And now, let's test your knowledge if you have learned or not. We have here a magic box, and this magic box contains things and objects. What you're going to do is that you will choose whether an object or a thing is a plane figure or a solid figure. Our next activity is that you will place the words to its corresponding column of figures.